They are watching you right now, whether you feel it or not. Not with belief, not with hope, but with quiet doubt. They look at your silence and mistake it for weakness. They look at your slow progress and call it failure. They hear your dreams and smile politely, already deciding how small you will remain. And that is exactly where your power begins. Because nothing sharpens a blade like being underestimated. Nothing forges a warrior faster than being dismissed. Let them doubt you. Let them talk. Let them sleep peacefully believing they have you figured out. While they are comfortable in their assumptions, you are being shaped by something far more dangerous than confidence. Discipline without applause. I want you to understand something deeply. Doubt is not your enemy. Comfort is. Praise is. Easy validation is. Doubt creates pressure, and pressure reveals what you are made of. When no one expects you to win, you are free. Free from performing, free from explaining, free from carrying their expectations on your back. You move quietly, you train when no one is watching, you fail without witnesses, you learn without interruption. This is the path of someone who is not trying to impress the world, but preparing to dominate their own limits. You don't need belief from the outside when the fire is already burning inside. There will be nights when their doubt echoes louder than your confidence. Nights when you question whether they see something you don't. That's normal. That's human. But listen carefully. Self-doubt is not a stop sign, it's a signal. A signal that you are standing at the edge of growth. Weak people run from that feeling. Strong people sit with it. They sharpen themselves in it. They ask better questions. They train harder. They become dangerous, not because they are fearless, but because they move forward despite fear. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you silence doubt a little more. Not in them, but in you. You don't need to announce your journey. You don't need to defend your pace. A warrior does not argue about his strength. He reveals it through presence, through calm, through results that arrive without warning. Let them think you're behind. Let them believe you're average. While they are busy talking, you are busy building something they won't recognize until it's too late. The strongest transformation is the one no one sees happening. Listen. Bring them here, bring them this, bring them that. Like steel folded again and again in fire, your character is being refined in repetition, patience, and solitude. This is not glamorous work, it's sacred work. Understand this as well. Becoming something great is lonely by design. If everyone understands you, you are walking a crowded path. But the path to mastery is narrow, silent, and often misunderstood. Doubt from others is proof that you are not following the script they were given. You are writing your own code of honor, and that makes people uncomfortable. They doubt you not because you are incapable, but because your ambition exposes their surrender. Your discipline reflects their excuses. Your silence reminds them of the noise they use to avoid themselves. So, keep going. Even when progress feels invisible, especially when progress feels invisible, trust the process you repeat daily, not the opinions that change hourly. You are not becoming this person for applause. You are becoming them so that one day, when you finally stand fully formed, no explanation will be needed. Doubt will fall silent on its own, and when that moment comes, you won't feel the need to say, "I told you so." You'll simply look back, bow to the struggle, and move forward, stronger, calmer, and unrecognizable to the person they once doubted. There is a moment in every long journey where effort feels heavier than hope, where the days blur together, and progress refuses to announce itself. This is where most people turn back, not because they are incapable, but because they were never taught to respect the slow burn. You must learn to honor the quiet days, the days where nothing dramatic happens, yet you still show up. Those days are carving you into something precise. Doubt grows loud in this phase because there is no visible reward. But understand this: what grows silently grows deep. Roots form before the tree is ever seen. If you quit now, no one will remember. If you endure, no one will forget. Let them measure success by speed. You measure it by depth. While others chase motivation, you cultivate discipline. Motivation fades with mood, but discipline answers no emotion. It moves even when tired, even when uncertain, even when alone. This is where separation begins. Not talent, not luck. Endurance, the ability to stay on the path when it starves feeling inspiring. Doubt feeds on impatience, but starves in the presence of routine. Every small action you repeat with intention builds a structure inside you that cannot be shaken by words. They can doubt your vision, but they cannot touch your consistency. You must also accept this truth without bitterness. Some people want you to stay small, not out of cruelty, but familiarity. Your growth disrupts the balance they are comfortable with. When you change, the unspoken agreement breaks. So they question you, they joke, they minimize. Do not confront them. Do not explain. Distance is your answer. Growth does not argue. Growth advances. Preserve your energy. Save your words. A focused mind is a weapon. A distracted one is an invitation to defeat. Silence is not weakness when it is chosen. Silence is strategy. There will come a time when doubt turns into curiosity. When the same people who questioned you begin watching more closely. That is a dangerous moment. This is where ego tries to enter. Reject it. Stay empty. Stay sharp. Stay humble. Pride dulls the blade faster than failure ever could. You are not here to prove others wrong. You are here to become undeniable. Let your work speak in a language they cannot debate. Calm confidence, measured action, unshakable presence. These are earned, not claimed. Remember, transformation is not a single moment of victory. It is thousands of private decisions stacked on top of each other. Choosing to train when tired, to learn when bored, to continue when unnoticed. One day you will wake up and realize the doubt no longer reaches you. Not because it stopped existing, but because you outgrew the version of yourself it could affect. When that day comes, do not celebrate loudly. Simply continue forward. Mastery is not an end. It is a way of walking. At some point you will realize that the world's opinion of you has always been noise. Loud at times, quiet at others, but never essential. What matters is the voice you train inside yourself. Most people never discipline that voice. They let it wander, panic, exaggerate, and sabotage them. You must become its master. When doubt appears, you don't fight it emotionally. You observe it. You ask what it reveals. Often, doubt is just a reminder that you care deeply about the outcome. That care, when directed properly, becomes precision. You sharpen your habits. You refine your focus. You remove excess. You move cleaner, not louder. There is a strange strength that comes from being counted out. When nothing is expected of you, every gain is yours alone. No pressure to perform, no image to maintain. You are free to fail forward, free to experiment, free to rebuild yourself again and again without witnesses. This freedom is rare, and most people waste it trying to gain approval too early. Do not make that mistake. Stay unknown until you are ready. Visibility before readiness is a trap. Attention can weaken you if your foundation is not solid. Build first, reveal later. You will notice over time that your reactions change. What once angered you now barely registers. What once tempted you now feels shallow. This is not numbness. This is control. You are learning where to place your energy and where to withdraw it. A disciplined life is not about doing more. It is about doing only what matters. Doubt from others becomes irrelevant when your days are structured with purpose. You are too busy becoming to be distracted by opinions, too focused on refinement to chase validation. One day, without ceremony, you will step into rooms and feel the shift, not because you demand respect, but because your presence carries weight. Calm, grounded, certain. People sense when someone has survived long battles alone. They feel it in the way you speak less and see more, in the way you move without urgency. This is when doubt dissolves into silence, not admiration, silence. And silence is far more powerful. It means there is nothing left to question. But do not cling to that moment. Keep walking. The path does not end when others recognize you. In fact, that recognition is often the beginning of a new test. Can you stay disciplined when comfort appears? Can you remain sharp when the struggle softens? This is where many fall. Stay alert. The warrior who survives obscurity must also survive success. Keep your rituals. Keep your solitude. Keep your hunger. Let them doubt you until they can't. And when they finally see what you've become, you won't feel the need to look back. You'll already be moving toward the next version of yourself. There is a discipline in not responding to every challenge thrown your way. Not every doubt deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves space in your mind. Strength is selective. You learn this only after being drained by unnecessary battles. The moment you stop trying to convince others of your worth, your energy returns to you. And with that energy you build, quietly, relentlessly. Doubt thrives on reaction. Starve it by staying focused on your path. The strongest move is often no move at all, just steady forward motion. You will begin to understand that patience is not passive. It is an active stance, a readiness, like standing still before striking, not out of hesitation, but control. You wait because you are preparing, not because you are afraid. While others rush to announce their intentions, you refine yours. You don't chase outcomes, you train behaviors. Outcomes follow behaviors naturally. This mindset separates those who dream from those who become. Doubt has no power over someone who trusts their process more than their mood. There will be moments when isolation feels heavy, when you wish someone understood the weight you carry. In those moments, remember, solitude is not punishment, it is refinement. You are being shaped away from noise so your instincts can sharpen. When you stand alone long enough, you learn to rely on yourself. And self-reliance is a rare form of wealth. No one can take it from you. No one can dilute it. It becomes your armor. As time passes, you will notice how little you need. Fewer explanations, fewer approvals, fewer distractions. Simplicity brings clarity. Clarity brings speed. Speed, when controlled, becomes precision. You are no longer reacting to life. You are choosing your responses. This is mastery over the inner world, and it always precedes mastery over the outer one. Those who doubt you cannot see this internal shift, but it is the most important victory you will ever win. Eventually results will appear, not all at once, not dramatically, but undeniably. Small wins stacking into something solid. Consistency turning into reputation. Discipline turning into identity. When that happens, resist the urge to broadcast it. Let others discover it naturally. The quiet reveal is always more powerful than the loud announcement. Let your growth surprise them. Surprise is the reward of patience. And even then, stay grounded. Do not let success make you careless. Comfort dulls awareness faster than struggle. Keep training your mind. Keep refining your habits. The journey does not reward those who arrive. It rewards those who continue. Doubt was never your enemy. It was your sharpening stone. There will come a time when you look back and barely recognize the person who once needed reassurance. Not because you became harder, but because you became clearer. Clearer about what matters. Clearer about who you are becoming. That clarity is born from long periods of uncertainty, endured without quitting. Most people want certainty before action. You learn to act without it. That alone changes everything. When doubt shows up now, it doesn't shake you. It reminds you how far you've already walked in the dark and kept moving. You begin to understand that growth is not about adding more to yourself, but removing what weakens you. Excess thoughts, excess opinions, excess desires that pull you off course. You simplify your life not to escape difficulty, but to face it directly. A simple path demands honesty. There is nowhere to hide from yourself, and in that confrontation you either break or sharpen. You chose to sharpen. Every day you choose it again. That choice compounds. You'll notice how time starts working differently for you. While others feel rushed, you feel grounded. While they panic at delay, you recognize preparation. You stop asking when results will come because you trust that they must, not from hope, but from cause and effect. Work done with intention leaves a mark. Effort repeated becomes inevitability. Doubt fades when inevitability takes hold. You don't rush destiny. You walk toward it with steady steps. There will be moments when people suddenly treat you differently. More respect, more curiosity. Sometimes resentment disguised as humor. Accept none of it personally. Neither praise nor criticism deserves ownership of your identity. Stay neutral. Stay observant. You didn't build yourself to be admired. You built yourself to be unbreakable. That difference keeps you stable when the world shifts its tone. And understand this clearly. The goal was never to silence doubt forever. The goal was to become someone who can walk alongside it without slowing down. Doubt will always exist at higher levels, in new forms, with greater stakes. But now you are equipped. You've trained for this. You know how to breathe, focus, and act anyway. That is freedom. So let them doubt you again if they must. Let new voices question your next step. It no longer matters. You are no longer proving anything. You are simply continuing a way of life, step by step, choice by choice, becoming not loudly, not suddenly, but permanently. One day, you will stand alone in a quiet moment, and it will hit you, not with noise, not with applause, but with calm certainty. You made it through, not because the road was easy, not because people believed in you, but because you refused to abandon yourself. When doubt was loud and hope felt thin, you stayed, you endured, you kept choosing the hard right over the easy wrong, and that choice rewrote who you are. You will realize that the pain, the silence, the nights of questioning were never wasted. They were the price of becoming. Every time you were doubted, something inside you hardened and refined. You learnt to trust your steps, even when the path disappeared. You learnt to move forward without permission, and that is a rare kind of strength. A quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself to be felt. Look at you now, still standing, still moving, still disciplined when it would have been easier to quit. That alone makes you dangerous in a world full of people who stop when it gets uncomfortable. You didn't need applause to continue. You didn't need validation to persist. You built your fire where no one could see it, and that fire never went out. So let this be the moment you honor yourself, not loudly, not dramatically, just honestly. Bow to the struggle that shaped you. Thank the doubt that sharpened you. Thank the loneliness that taught you self-reliance. You are no longer becoming. You have become, and yet you keep walking. Let them remember the version of you they doubted. You will remember the version of you who survived. And from this point forward, every step you take carries the weight of that truth. You were forged, not favored. And nothing can take that away from you.